Toronto police just let thieves steal your car. As reported by BlogTO, Toronto Police Service Constable said, to prevent the possibility of being attacked in your home, leave your key fobs at the front door, because they're breaking into your home to steal your car. They don't want anything else. Yes, they want all the law-abiding citizens to be helpless victims. Only the criminals have rights these days. And you can't beat this one, guys. Millions go missing from money storage facility in LA area on Easter. The Los Angeles Police Department and the FBI are investigating a multi-million-dollar theft on Easter Sunday, sources told ABC News. The money went missing Sunday from a money storage facility in Sylmar in Los Angeles, San Fernando Valley, law enforcement sources said. The company that owns the building noticed the money had been stolen on Monday morning. The thieves managed to break into the facility undetected, sources said. There are no suspects at this point. So from looking at this picture, they basically cut a hole in the wall. And apparently, there's no cameras, alarm system, or guards even. They just having it stored in a warehouse somewhere? I don't know. Only in these times. The feds are coming for extremist gamers. The Department of Homeland Security and FBI are in dialogue with Roblox, Discord, Reddit, and others. And sadly, yes, this is a real article. Instead of going after real criminals, they're going after gamers. If you say the wrong thing, or probably commit an act of violence in a video game, they'll show up at your house and arrest you. I guess next they'll be banning digital lead dispensers too. A hitman hires a hitman who hires a hitman who hires a hitman who hires a hitman who tells police. 5 hitmen have been jailed for attempted unaliving after each one avoided carrying out the contract themselves so they could make a profit. The final hitman was insulted at the money he had been offered. So, he went and told the police. Why are we locking up the items, but not the thieves? Because the criminals these days have more quote-unquote rights than law-abiding citizens. Has everyone paid your extortion fees? I mean legalized theft? I mean government taxes. Yeah, that's the right one. And remember, just because you're a criminal doesn't mean that you don't have to pay taxes. Here's your notice from the IRS. Income from illegal activities, such as money from dealing illicit substances, must be included in your income on Schedule 1, Form 1040, Line 8Z, or on Schedule C, if from your self-employment activity. Stolen property. If you steal property, you must report its fair market value in your income in the year you steal it, unless you return it to its rightful owner in the same year. That's right, guys. Even if you stole it, the government's still going to get their cut from your theft. And yes, this is a real IRS notice. And what makes it even better is that this is being reposted by the Woodruff Police Department. It doesn't matter how you make your money, the IRS wants their cut. If you're dealing illicit substances, or you can't figure out how to claim funds from stolen goods on your taxes, stop by. One of our friendly officers will be happy to assist you. For extra cash, consider robbing offenders. Their address is easy to find, and they can't own lead dispensers. That's not true. Politicians have loads of security. You know, we laugh at that because we know it's true. Like the name of this series, Laugh While the World Burns. An electric charger powered by diesel generator. We are the stupidest species on the planet. You know, I've seen a lot of memes about electric cars running out of juice and having to be charged by generators, or they're on the back of a diesel truck being towed back to a station. But this here beats them. This is a, at the very least, semi-permanent charger station that was literally designed to be run only by a diesel generator. And I guarantee you that diesel generator will burn more fuel for the amount of power that it's charging the car with than what the car would get in miles per gallon if it was a regular liquid-fueled vehicle. But at the end of the day, this is no different than any of the other chargers because they're just connected to the power grid, which gets its power from the electric plants that most likely burn either natural gas or coal. Got a lot of tax memes this week. The IRS giving you a $17 tax refund after you've paid them 40% of your income. Yeah, and that's just what they steal off the top. This article was from last week, but I had to include it. New York inmates will be able to view solar eclipse after lawsuit settled with Corrections Department. 6 inmates filed a lawsuit against the Corrections Department claiming it planned lockdown during the event on April 8th infringes on religious rights. Wall Street talking about inflation. U.S. workers. And most everyone here knows this is 100% true. Memes do a better job at reporting current events than the mainstream media. This is absolutely true. But many times, you'll actually hear real important news quicker through memes than you will from the TV. Here's this post from Irina Pariah, who is a Blizzard game developer. Just wait until they notice that none of our starting characters in our alpha build are white males. None out of 6. This is from The Quartering. Former Blizzard developer bragging her new game features no white male characters. Hey, that's totally fine. But since representation matters, I am told, I guess I just don't see myself in this game, so I won't be buying it. The U.S. national debt is rising by $1 trillion about every 100 days. This article is actually from the beginning of March. The last that I heard, it's somewhere between 90 and 95 days now. If things continue, and the economy just don't outright collapse, it won't be too many more months that Congress won't be doing anything else besides passing another debt spending increase. Because as soon as they pass one, that would have already been surpassed, and they'd have to turn around and pass another one. Future governments. You're growing vegetables in your garden, aren't you? It's already happening in some places. It's just gonna get worse. How media describes the event. What actually happened. It's true. We've all seen this time and again. When your memes offend someone. You shouldn't be on my page, baby cakes. And yet again, here's another Tesla that caught on fire. Apparently just while being parked on the street in front of somebody's house. It's still almost hard to believe how completely these things burn up because the fire is just so hot. Firefighters hate these things. I saw one report where it took 3 days for firefighters to finally put a fire out on one of these Teslas that was burning. which basically means they just contained it until it burned itself up. Come across this article last week. How would I know that's not a normal thing? CarMax customer drives Audi for 8,000 miles with oil light on. Blames the store. Yeah, their oil light was on, but I didn't bother to take it to anybody or even check the oil or anything else. Because, that's just normal for the oil light to be on. And heck, cars don't need oil changes anyway, right? And I'd say most of you here know that already, especially if you watch YouTube channels like Just Rolled In. You see it all the time these days. Here's another example from a few weeks ago, when these AI image generating sites had obviously been programmed to never show a white person, no matter what they were prompted for. And yet again, another electric vehicle meme. New Jersey candidate for U.S. Senate nailed with hilarious mockery after blaming earthquake on climate change. This is like a broken record. The United States pays its debts when they are due. That's why today I signed a bill to fast-track the process to raise our debt limit. We use the debt to destroy the debt. This is the same thing as if we had a credit card and we were allowed to raise our debt limit on our credit card and we're able to use the credit card to pay the bill on the credit card. And when we maxed out the card, we just raised our limit again. And that way we could continue to pay the credit card bill and buy more stuff. That's exactly what the US debt limit is. Just another reason why so many nations are dumping the dollar. They know it's only a matter of time. At this point, it's just a race to the bottom. Gold just went up to $2,500 an ounce today. That is $2,500 to buy an ounce of physical gold. And Monday, it's probably going to go up a lot more. West Point removes duty, honor, and country from its mission statement. West Point Superintendent, Army Lieutenant General Steve Gilland, on Monday announced a new mission statement for the venerable institution that replaces the words duty, honor, and country for the more generic Army values. I'm about to testify against Boeing. I'm a little nervous. I'm sure everything will be fine. That looks about right. Did you guys hear about that guy that was going to testify? And then all of a sudden, he just happened to end up unalived? Awful convenient for Boeing. A software engineer wore Apple Vision Pro to his wedding, much to his new bride's chagrin. I don't know what that word is, guys. Irregardless, this guy's an idiot. Just another example of the stupidity of this generation. As soon as he put those on, she should have turned around and left him standing there. I guess he could have inserted a virtual character to replace her, though. This is exactly what people do. I don't care what actor they put up there on the stage in front of the cameras and whatever. They're all the same. And they all work toward the same agenda. Greta Gerwig's Chronicles of Narnia adaptation for Netflix will reportedly be bigger and bolder than expected. It wouldn't surprise me, to be completely honest. That's pretty much what Netflix and Disney does to everything these days. Those original books by C.S. Lewis were great, though. I remember reading them when I was a kid. Woman stuck with $3,100 dinner bill after her blind date refused to pay for the 23 family members she brought along. Just to be clear, This guy met this woman for a blind date at a restaurant, and instead of just being her, she brought 23 more family members with her, but expected him to pay the bill. Americans before the food pyramid. Americans after the food pyramid. You know, it's like when you see beach photos from like the 1960s, 1970s, or whatever. There's not a single fat person on the entire beach. And although the food pyramid has always been a bunch of garbage, even more so in recent years, that's never been the problem. It's the food supply, especially from the 1990s until now. You can't hardly buy any real food in a supermarket these days. It's all processed chemicals, artificial flavors, so-called preservatives, and a whole lot of other garbage. Here's another one from the people of Yellowstone. Onlooker records tourist encroaching on grizzly bear at National Park. They can run faster than you think. And yes, I agree with the second tagline there. Identify, fine, and ban these people. But if they actually did that, they know that park tourism would be cut at least by 50%, maybe more. It's like that one that I showed last week, where some woman took an elk calf and put it in her car. I don't know where I came across this one at, but I thought it was funny. Priest broke confession seal and told husband I cheated. Good man. Animated movie. Netflix adaptation. No one is feeding us. We buy food which is for sale in shops. I've never been fed by any farmer. They sell the food and we buy. So let us all debunk the myth once and for all. Farmers are in the business for profit, not to feed anyone. Dumb and Dumber by the day. At least, there were some readers that added context. The food that the stores sell comes from the farmers. Sadly, I've seen more and more comments, posts, and even people stating these things on video. Most of which were from younger college-educated idiots. They've been trying to turn the people against all the farmers. And this has been going on for a while now. Just like when you see all these so-called climate activists slashing tires on transport trucks and dumping milk. People's just plain stupid, and that's just a fact. They're literally demanding the government stop them from having anything to eat. Man, that's the worst trap that Roadrunners ever set for Wiley. Did you just spend $100,000 to get a $40,000 job? This train ad really triggered me. Here's a map of all the countries that tax their own citizens into poverty in order to send the money to foreign countries. Well, it's exactly true. Now you need to go see the map that shows all the countries that the U.S. sends money to. The U.S. sends money to 150 different countries across the earth. Guys, there's only 193 countries total. But yet, it's the citizens' fault for the national debt. Never mind what he's done to that car. Look at his trousers. Look at them. This is an older meme, but it's true. Also notice that his wife is still in the car. Trudeau lasted 11 minutes and 10 seconds into question period today. He fled after the issue of his personal invitation to the was brought up. When the going gets tough, Trudeau gets going. It's so hot in Texas, we've installed fans outside. This would almost make more sense than claiming they built them to generate power. There's landfills filled with these things now, just like solar panels. When you try to order a black coffee, but the blue-haired barista starts explaining that the preferred term is milkless. I could absolutely see someone saying this. And you just know that they have. And a lot worse. And it was probably at a Starbucks if I had to guess. I don't think people should be treated differently based on their skin color. Yep. Remember, guys, if you're white and you think this, you're racist. Artificial intelligence was asked to make a picture of Mother Teresa fighting against poverty. It's official. We can pretty much treat like the flu now. Ah yes, world leaders I can finally trust. Members of Congress on their way to the Capitol. Yep, fact check true. Sweetie, we have to trust the government. Blue hair. Fathers. Teenage girls. This was a joke in 2005, but an important clarification in 2024. Fine. Then I guess we're boyfriend and girlfriend. One condition. What? I get to be the boyfriend. Share the memes, guys. So my dad's friend was bartending and saw a guy put something in a girl's drink. So while the guy was turned around, he switched their drinks and watched the guy himself. Never forget grocery shopping in March of 2020. In some of these cities, I'd say it hasn't changed much even now. Yep, this is true. When you've done your taxes and you still owe Ukraine $15,000. Me anytime a politician speaks. I wasn't listening, but I strongly disagree. Anything that the government or the media tells you, in most cases you can just automatically flip it 180 degrees and you'll be closer to the truth than what they tell you. How am I supposed to lose weight when the best part about life is food? Well, it's definitely not the best part about life. It's just that everything else in life sucks so bad that we often use food as a crutch to try to deal with the stress. America be like, time to vote for president. These are your choices. People don't like it, but it's just facts. I'm not gonna lie. Getting sucked into Jumanji for 30 years doesn't sound too bad right now. Free housing, vibrant gay culture, diversity through the roof. Pay taxes on your income. Pay taxes when you buy your things. Pay taxes when you use your things. Pay taxes when you sell your things. Pay taxes on your income. That's a very simplified version, but it is true. In the longer version, you can make a multi-page list of all the taxes that we pay. We don't actually own anything. If you owned it, you wouldn't have to pay taxes on it every year. Classic Disney princesses were modeled after real women. You're just fat. U.S. national debt. Debt per citizen. And you think they don't mean this? They steal everything from the people, print debt money out of thin air, send it to countries all over the nations of the earth, line all of their and their friends' pockets with it, but it's all the fault of the U.S. citizens. And notice, it is citizens, not those who are not citizens, because they're one of the protected groups that gets paid. The "Why Our Enemies No Longer Fear Us" starter pack. Just sick. We can't reveal the names of the Kansas City parade shooters because they're under 18. Oh, really? Good to know. Did you guys see this? Who is out there throwing hot dogs this hard? Kathy McVeigh hit by a flying hot dog. I'm pretty sure this happened at a ball game. It was late 2033 when them chased down the last straight white male. Republican Party, Democrat Party, Pizza Party. That's the only party I support. Phone stops working. Me. This is it. It's happening. There's gonna come a day. Nickelodeon. We had no idea Dan Schneider had a foot fetish. The Nickelodeon logo in the 90s. Today's news. Your pronoun is dumb. It's gender neutral. Yeah, that covers a whole lot of people these days. When you block someone while they're typing. I don't block anyone just because of what they say. If people want to make fools out of themselves for everyone else to see, that's your choice. Canceling TikTok cause China owns it, but allowing China to buy our farmland, homes, and our commercial real estate makes sense. Especially next to all the military bases. Like that's a coincidence. It's a hybrid. It burns gas and oil. Come on, Florida. Do not feed hallucinogens to the alligators. They had to make a sign for this. If y'all don't start behaving, I'll turn it off again. I swear that guy has to be an android. He must have been one of the first prototypes that they went public with. If the USA is so great, then why did someone create the USB? I could actually see someone asking this. Makes over $400,000 a year teaching one class at Harvard. Complains about the high cost of college and student debt. I just saved a bunch of money on my taxes by switching my citizenship status to illegal immigrant. Big Tech. We're doing our best to stop the spread of disinformation. Also Big Tech. A narcissist wants the authority of a king while having the accountability of a toddler. Like the sign says, it's all theirs. You know, I had never noticed this before. And your first thought is, well, it's only because it says the IRS. But when you start thinking about it, most of the time when you're talking about the IRS, the word the almost always comes before IRS. That's probably how they came up with this abbreviation. Just because they know how it ended up being used in sentences. Want to stop drunk drivers from unaliving sober drivers? Ban sober drivers from driving. That's how lead dispenser control works. Truth. We must take away your plastic straws wrapped in paper and force you to use paper straws wrapped in plastic. And yet all the climate change extremists cheer this on as the greatest thing ever. This is actually something to remember if you ever rent or borrow a car that has a California plate on it. Because if you don't do this, your car may end up getting accidentally damaged. One idiot is one idiot. Two idiots are two idiots. 10,000 idiots are a political party. I don't think I should read this one. Your paycheck before taxes. Your paycheck after taxes. Garbage for your body. Garbage for your mind. Might make a lot of people mad, but it's just facts. When you almost posted that meme, but remembered your guardian agent is watching. This is absolutely true. Or at the very least, your fact checkers. Believe it or not, there are memes that I don't post because I need this YouTube channel. And we'll end with this. Straight A student, valedictorian at 16, at least 12 million albums sold, 5 Grammys plus 11 nominations, 4 gold and 6 platinum records, 40+ year musical career, own movie, own TV show, 0 assault charges, 0 domestic violence charges, 0 drug arrests, and 0 dogfighting scandals. Be more like Al. Weird Al Yankovic. He has some great parodies. Click on one of the videos above to help support the channel. Please hit that like button and subscribe. I thank you all for watching. This is Akorn, over and out.